Hello, and welcome to this Out of the Park Baseball 25 save. Um, I've decided to do something new. My other minor league manager career mode is not necessarily going the way that I want it to. Um, Not in terms of wins and losses, although that's been a little annoying, but it's very, very short into the season. But in terms of all the strikeouts and just, I don't think the gameplay has been very fun. And the other problem is I just don't have a lot to say about the players because they're just a bunch of young players who I am not that familiar with. So I do have that still saved, so it's possible I'll explore that later. I like the concept of trying to move up to the minors from the minors to the majors. I've just honestly not enjoying it too much and just decided to put that on hiatus. I also do still plan on doing a historical franchise with the 1943 Cardinals based off of my all-time World Series, like I said I would do, but haven't really gotten too thrilled by that. But with the recent Sammy Sosa announcement with his apology for his past mistakes, that got me digging deep into the 1998 Chicago Cubs, which is the first ever Chicago Cubs team that I truly fell in love with, and is the reason that I went from liking a lot of baseball teams to just one single team. So I decided, why not replay the 1998 season and kind of go from there and build from that. And um, I just decided that that would be a bit more enjoyable for myself. I So yeah, I've decided to start that. I made Jim Riggleman the manager, who was the manager at the time. I think I put the wrong year of his birth because I'm fairly certain he was not 30 years old when he managed his team. I'll change that in a little bit, but I've kind of just started this up right now. And what I've done is I've gone into the settings, and actually we'll take a look at every team, just kind of see what they look like in 1998. Maybe not necessarily their full look at the rosters, but their logos and things of that nature. We have here, I just have the standing set up because the season hasn't started. And I guess we're skipping spring training, even though I do have spring training enabled. We're just going to skip spring training and go right to the regular season, which starts at Florida opening day, which is where the real life Chicago Cubs started that season. But here we are. Here's a listing of the divisions. Tampa Bay Devil Rays are in their first season. This is actually their expansion year. And the Toronto Blue Jays have this old logo with the Maple Leaf and Toronto Blue Jays logo. I believe Roger Clemens is on this team this year, and he is right there. So Roger Clemens is actually a starting pitcher for the Blue Jays. He was a big free agent signing that season. You have the New York Yankees, who actually in 1998 set the record for most wins in American League history. Um, Divisions are pretty much the same as today, except for you have the Houston Astros and the NL Central instead of the uh, American League like they are now, American League West. So there's only four teams in the West. Here they are: Anaheim Angels with their old Disney logo, with the A attached to the flying angel wings. Everybody else, a lot of other teams, Texas Rangers look fairly similar. Minnesota Twins have their old logo. They'll be playing at the Metrodome. Detroit Tigers, I always kind of like this tiger going through the Detroit D logo that they used to have. Cleveland Guardians, I actually forgot to change that. I did change their logo to the Chief Wahoo logo because it just does default to the Guardians logo and name. So I'm going to go ahead and change their name to the Cleveland Indians just for the historical accuracy aspect of it. Again, I'm not advocating for the use of the Chief Wahoo logo. Um, I definitely understand why it's a problematic logo, and I understand why it was changed. But for the sake of history, I do want the Cleveland Indians to be that. And then I actually would like to go into their. I'm not going to change the logo, but I do want to change the names of these teams back to Indians because they are not called the Guardians, especially back then. Um, so I do have the minor league teams that I'm changing back to Indians. And the other thing that always kind of, I'm not going to say weirds me out, but if you look at the Pittsburgh Pirates, or no, maybe it's not them, whoever's affiliated with the Indianapolis Indians, let me look them up real quick. Eh, not sure who they would have been affiliated with back then. There it is. So the Indianapolis Indians are still the Indians, and it's because they're not associated with the Guardians, so they don't have to change automatically. But I always thought that was a little goofy. You know, the Indianapolis Indians are still in the game, but the Guardians, we change everything. But like I said, I totally understand why these things are put in place. I just always found that to be a little weird, but not a big deal. Anyways, we're gonna take a look at our rosters here. Like I said, this is the 1998 Cubs. This is the year that Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire had the home run chase. So Sammy Sosa would have hit 66 home runs. The Cubs did make the playoffs as a wild card team, ended up losing to the Atlanta Braves, who were really, really good that season. Also, just a couple other things. Milwaukee Brewers with their old logo here, and then the Arizona Diamondbacks actually in their first season as well. But going back to that, this is the year that Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire had their home run race, and this is the year that I personally started following the Chicago Cubs. We're just gonna go through their roster real quick. So Sammy Sosa, because this is, I think this is because this is the year, or the stats and ratings are actually based off his previous seasons, the way I have it set up. He's only a 3-star rated player, and his power is high, but his contact is only 45. So I think the ratings are based off his previous career, which obviously he was pretty good. He's got 36 home runs, 40 home runs in 96, 36. So he's still a really good player. And I think people kind of forget how good he actually was before the home run race. He was a pretty strong player. I mean, you look at all his stats here, his OBP plus, I mean, everything. He was a good player, especially starting even 93, but 94 through 97. 97 he was okay, but like 94 through 97, he was a strong baseball player. He obviously didn't take that next leap until the following year, 1998, obviously, and this is that year. But yeah, that's just something that I don't think is thought of as much when you think of Sammy Sosa. But he's our big player, 3-star, 3.5 star. So we'll see if he can duplicate his real life 1998. Lance Johnson in center fielder. He also played for the Mets and the White Sox. Matt Mieske, who I barely remember, and I'm not sure how much he actually played for this club. But he did play for the Brewers before that, which I do remember. Brant Brown had an infamous drop fly ball in left field. Henry Rodriguez, O. Henry, which they don't have his nickname. I'm kind of surprised by that, but he played for the Expos before this, and he was a pretty good hitter. I do remember with the Expos, people would throw O. Henry candy bars on the field after he hit a home run. Jeff Blauser, the former Atlanta Braves shortstop. Jose Hernandez, known for striking out, but also pretty decent power. But for a guy who struck out a lot back then, Kevin Ory was kind of a prospect at third baseman who never really did anything. Derek White, I don't remember this guy. As far as I know, he plays for the Celtics now, but it's obviously a different guy. Mickey Morandini was somebody I recognize a lot more as a second baseman for the Philadelphia Phillies, but I do remember him. Mark Grace, very good third baseman for the Chicago Cubs. I think most people, or at least most Cubs fans, are aware he has the most hits in the 1990s, and people will use that as a Hall of Fame case. I don't know if it really works that strong or not, but I do think Mark Grace, between a good hitter and a good first baseman, probably underrated as a player. So that's that. Tyler Houston was a catcher for this Cubs team. I do remember him pretty frequently. Scott Service was also a catcher for the Cubs team. He's now the manager of the Seattle Mariners. Rod Beck, the closer. I've always been a fan of Rod Beck, mostly because of his Fu Manchu mustache and his mullet that he had. Unfortunately, he did pass away, I would say 15 years ago, which is pretty disappointing, but which is pretty sad, heartbreaking. But Rod Beck was one of my all-time favorite closers. I always loved the way I used to imitate his pre-pitch delivery when he used to just bend over and let his arm dangle. And it was funny because he looked like a guy who was about to throw 105 miles per hour, just the way he looked. But his actually main pitches was a splitter that he threw about 80, like mid 80s. He was never really a hard thrower, but he kind of had that Randy Johnson like intimidating pitcher look. I mean, different build, but like I don't know, the mullet, the mustache. He just looks like somebody who would be. He kind of reminds you a little bit of like a 1998 old Hoss Radburn, but I don't know. I always liked Rod Beck. Even when he pitched for the Giants, I liked Rod Beck. He was only 29 in the season, which is crazy because as a kid, he always looked like he was about 45. So the fact that he was 29 in 1998 is really blowing my mind. In fact, even then, I was like, oh, he's been an old closer. Like he's been in the league forever, which I guess like in kid age, considering I remember him from like the 93 Giants. 6 years is a long time, so that's probably why I got that perceptive, but he always looked way older than he was, and I suppose The drug use and alcohol use probably didn't help that. Terry Adams, vaguely remember him. Kevin Foster, he also has passed away, I believe, which is sad, of course. Um, Kurt Miller, I don't remember him. Terry Mulholland was a good lefty out of the bullpen. Bob Patterson, also a lefty out of the bullpen. Kenny Steenstra, I don't remember him. Mark Clark actually had a really good season as a starter for this Cubs team. He actually started I mean, they did play the one game playoff, but he was actually the game one, the NLDS starter, I believe, for the Chicago Cubs. Um, in that series against the Atlanta Braves that they did get swept in. Jeremy Gonzalez, another pitcher who unfortunately has passed away as well. So there's a lot of unfortunately people who have passed away on this Cubs team, which is sad considering it wasn't really that long ago. It was probably about 25 years ago this season took place. Kevin Tapani, always had a fondness for him. I've always liked Kevin Tapani, and I think it does tie back to this team. Same with Steve Traxel. Two pitchers I very strongly associate this. But the biggest one here, Kerry Wood at 20 years old, is in his first season. So in this game, he has not pitched a game yet. He was Rookie of the Year this season. This is the year he had his 20 strikeout game. Game has him as a 3.5 star, 5-star potential. His stuff is really, really good. Here's all his movement stats, and then all his pitch stats are very, very good as well. So somebody with a lot of strengths here. I don't know how injury proneness works because the fact that he's normal has me excited because that means he very likely won't get injured, or he has a normal chance of getting injured like compared to everybody else. But obviously Kerry Wood was kind of known as an injury riddled player, so that does have me excited. He is listed, excuse me, as our #1 starter. And then I'm just kind of going to scroll through the minor leagues. There are a few names that I recognize, but nothing that stands out as I need to really point them out. Here's one of our biggest prospects that does stand out. Carlos Zambrano is 16 years old. Carlos Zambrano, of course, did end up being a pretty decent pitcher for the Cubs in the late 2000s. He did throw a no-hitter in 2008. He's known for his power, known for his temper, things like that. But Carlos Zambrano in this game is a 1.5 rated player at the moment, but does have 3.5 star potential. So he's probably one of our better prospects. He's in Double-A right now. The game kind of put that in. And then Kyle Loesch is another somewhat recognizable name. He ended up being a starter in the major leagues for a little bit. He's in Single-A, and nobody else I don't think is majorly standing out. Again, there's definitely names I recognize, but nothing that I think is anybody that really needs to be focused on at the moment. We're going to go to our personnel, our front office personnel. And so we do have to replace a few positions. So I'll find somebody there. Third base coach. I kind of just, let me see. We'll get a third base coach real quick. Hopefully we'll be good to go. I'm going to go after this guy because he does have a lot of good coaching stats. This Chris Schmidt, I'm going to offer him a position. He says he will consider my offer. Bench coach. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know the exact impact of these people, but it does seem like it would be important to have a coach. I'm going to go after Freddie Rubel. And one more, an assistant general manager. I don't think that matters at all, but we'll still do it. Just to fill out our team. But since I am technically the general manager, I don't think these people really matter at all. Let me see. General manager. Yeah, I don't think any of these things really matter that much to me. I'll just find somebody to fill in the void. This 33-year-old man, we'll put him in. Jordan Sweeney. Okay, well, there's that. So we will get into the regular season. Our first game is against the Florida Marlins. We're actually the defending champions, so that is good information to have. Seems like my people are pretty excited to potentially join my team. All right, we're gonna go two. And here we go. So we're gonna start. It's gonna be right now. It's gonna get the preseason stuff over with. We're going into the first season of the 1998 Chicago Cubs. And like I said, this is got a lot more interesting things to say about this team. I think it's more of a fun idea for a career mode or for a save to follow a team historically than what I've been kind of doing. And I also act as a GM along with the manager. I'm still going to do game by game because I know it's slower way to do this, and I'm not sure there's a lot of interest in it, but either way, I kind of enjoy doing it that way. I think I have mostly got my players. Let me actually look at our goals. Our goals right now for the season are don't suck completely, increase fan interest, and increase the team to make the playoffs in 5 seasons. So I think Danny Peets, he must be a pretty lenient owner. He's controlling on the finances, but his patience, understanding, and have all my hand off. He's a pretty chill owner. This Danny Peets guy, so that'll be good to work with. Have a lot to work with. The Cubs haven't been 500 since 1995, so completely understanding this is going to be a build. And if you do know, the 1997 Cubs did start off very poorly. They were a pretty bad team. I believe they lost their first 14 or 15 games, something along those lines. So it was just never a team that was a threat to do anything. Here's the top 100 prospects right now. J.D. Drew for the Cardinals. Kerry Wood for us, and the number 2 prospect overall is us. Johan Santana is right now in the Houston organization. I'm not sure I ever knew that. I didn't know he was in the Houston organization. That's interesting. Okay. Javier Vasquez is actually with the Montreal Expos right now. Lance Berkman, Roy Halladay, Adrian Beltre, and Matt Holliday, Tim Hudson, AJ Burnett. So these are your top prospects in baseball. Some of these guys are quite young, and I didn't realize they were actually getting into the league at that point. Especially Beltre, who he feels like he just retired yesterday. I think he just got. Did he just get into the Hall of Fame, or is he Hall of Fame eligible? I'd have to look that up, but God, it just seemed like Adrian Beltre literally just got out of baseball. So it's crazy how time passes. But there's a look at that. It's opening day. Yay, woohoo! We're all excited for opening day. So on the mound we got Livan Hernandez. Obviously, I'm surprised that his ratings are a little bit lower. He was really good in the playoffs the year before for the Marlins, the year they won the World Series. Kerry Wood goes for us, so he's making his major league debut. That would have been really hyped and exciting. Look at some of the other matchups. Kurt Schilling against Al Leiter in the Mets and the Phillies. Kevin Brown versus Brett Tomko. A lot of good interesting names. I don't know who Steve Woodard is. Goes against John Smoltz. Hideo Nomo for the Dodgers against Matt Morris. Gosh, all these names bring back so many memories. Sean Estes for the Giants versus Shane Reynolds for the Astros. Darryl Kyle versus Andy Bennis. I believe Andy Bennis was actually a free agent in this game to start the season. It just got signed by the Diamondbacks. Kevin Apier against Mike Mussina. I don't remember this hat for the Royals. I wonder if they actually did wear that. But this little gray hat. Mike Karaka and John Burkett. I'm not going to do this every game, but I just think it's interesting to go back and look through some of these names. Wilson Alvarez for the Diamondback, or for the Devil Rays in their franchise opener against Justin Thompson. Bartolo Colon versus Randy Johnson in Seattle. Randy Johnson still in Seattle. This is the year he was actually traded to the Houston Astros. So we'll see if something like that does happen, or if Randy Johnson stays in Seattle. That'll be interesting to follow. But this is your opening day. I think at this point it's just a good idea to get into it. All right, so Marlins versus Cubs. Game 1 of this series. The Marlins, they do have a few pieces still from their World Series season, so maybe they're not as gutted as it seems like they were, but there's also some names I certainly don't recognize. But you got Edgar Renteria, Bobby Bonilla still around, Cliff Floyd, Gary Sheffield, Charles Johnson, Craig Counsell. This seems like a still pretty strong lineup in my opinion. Jim Eisenreich, Craig Counsell actually manages the Cubs now, so that's always weird. But there's that. Let's see our lineup. Let's see if this is the lineup we want to go with. I don't want Grace in the leadoff spot. I don't. He feels like more of a two-hitter to me. I mean, I think I get what they're going at with his on-base percentage, but I want Grace to hit second. Lance Johnson was the leadoff hitter for that team, and I want him to stay in that position. I almost wonder if I should get. No, I want Jose Hernandez to play right now. Mickey Morandini, he'll be my second baseman for now. Blauser, Service. I'll let Scott Service start. I think neither catcher really excites me too much, but yeah, we'll just leave them both in. Let's see who's a little better. Service is probably better defensive catcher, I would say, although I don't think it says that wide of a margin. So Kerrywood, okay, Sammy's hitting third. All right, well, we'll get going. Game one of the series between the Cubs and the Florida Marlins. All right, we got to change that camera up. We'll just go back to, we'll do a little bit of modern camera action here because that default camera was terrible. And I don't even know what camera I use when the ball's in play. We'll go with, I don't know, we'll go Action Cam TV. If that doesn't work, obviously I'll change it. And then I kind of want to do a filter. So I'm going to do TV normal color. So it's going to be like we're watching a game in 1998. So not high def, but still an okay way to do it, I guess. So the first pitch of the game, or Livan Hernandez will face Lance Johnson, and here we go. We start the 1998 Cubs. First pitch of the game is hit to center field. I do not like that one too much. I like to see more of the action. We're going to change the action camera. Let's go default camera, see how that goes. So Lance Johnson flies out to center. Mark Grace, 1 ball, no strikes. He will hit one to the right center field gap. Here we're playing at Pro Player Stadium, by the way. As you can see, it's the Marlins' old stadium. I did download a different parks from the outside the or out of the park baseball forums. So I do have the legit parks, and then I try to get the uniforms correct as well. Same thing. There's a folder that can be downloaded where we can use all the old uniforms. But Mark Grace does lead off with a double, or not lead off, but he hits a 1-out double. Sammy Sosa up here, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and he hits one hard to left, but it's going to be caught. Jim Eisenreich makes the play. Henry Rodriguez tries to drive home the run. No balls, 2 strikes, will strike out to end the inning. So the Marlins will come to the plate to face Kerrywood. And let's see what the kid can do. Edgar Renteria up at the plate, the hero for the Marlins from last season. Strike 3. John Cangelosi, 2 balls, 2 strikes from Wood. Gonna ground to second. Morandini tosses over to Grace for an out. Gary Sheffield. Looks like he's swinging first pitch, and he's gonna line one hard into center field. Lance Johnson's gonna go chase that down, but it's gonna be an extra base hit. And that is going to be a double for the Marlins. I'm going to try one more thing. Dynamic camera's on. Okay. The camera can get a little wonky when you do import in the stadiums. So there might be time where not everything's seen, but this is probably how I want to have it look. But anyways, Cliff Floyd up there. This is a pretty tough middle of the lineup for this Marlins team. He's going to swing first pitch, and he's going to hammer one to right field, and the Marlins take a 2-0 lead to start the game. All right, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Bonilla, and he will ground to short. But the Marlins do get to Kerrywood in his first outing, and they lead this game 2-0. We go to the top of the second. Jose Hernandez at the plate. He's going to ground back to the pitcher. Livan Hernandez throws the first, and there's an out. Mickey Morandini, no balls, 1 strike. Going to ground to second, 2 away. Jeff Blauser, 1 ball, no strikes here, and that'll end the inning. Blauser, I kind of feel like, was kind of known as a Cub killer when he was with the Atlanta Braves. I kind of feel like the Cubs ended up signing him because of that status, although I'm pretty sure his career as a Cub didn't go great. Um, that at least seems to be the reputation he has amongst fans of that time period. But just something there. But Charles Johnson now batting for them. 3 balls, 1 strike. He hits a ball to center. I always liked Charles Johnson. He always seemed to be an underrated catcher. He always was known for his arm, had some power. I remember him being a free agent and wanting the Cubs to sign him, and never happened. Craig Counsell, 1-1 pitch. He pops up to center field. He actually scored the winning run for the 1997 team, I believe. And did he score the winning run for the Diamondbacks too? Because that's kind of weird if he did. Jim Eisenreich, 3 balls, 2 strikes to him. Kerry Wood will walk him. And now Livan Hernandez. This is the age when pitchers do hit in the National League still. And Livan Hernandez was a pretty decent hitting pitcher. 1 ball, 1 strike to Wood. He throws to first, inning over. So a little bit of a good bounce back inning for Wood, even though he did walk a hitter. Now you got Scott Service up there. He will ground to second. Kerry Wood, another decent hitting pitcher. 1 ball, 1 strike to him. Wood will actually, does he get his first major league hit? No. Eisenreich makes the catch. So second at bat now, Lance Johnson. 3-1 pitch from Livan Hernandez. He's going to actually swing away and pop up, and we go to the bottom of the third. So not much going for our offense so far. The Marlins do have that 2-run homer in the first inning. Renteria, 2-0 pitch. He's going to ground to short. Actually, it's going to get through for a base hit. Jeff Blauser must not be a great defensive shortstop. He's got a 45 defensive for a shortstop. Not amazing. And the comments do seem to hint that it was actually his range that cost him there. So better shortstop, we probably get that out, but unfortunately we have Jeff Blauser. So runner on first, nobody out, 2 balls, no strikes. Hit to Morandini to 1 and double play. So they do turn that, and that brings up Sheffield, who did double his first time up, and this time on the 2-2 pitch grounds to Grace, and that will be an out. We go to the fourth. Mark Grace, who just picked up the ball on first base and stepped on the bag, going for his second hit of the game. He does get it. He singles up the middle. So the only offense so far is from Mark Grace. Let's see if Sosa can get that first home run of the season. 1 ball, no strikes to him, and he crushes one to left, but it's caught. Henry Rodriguez, he will line to center for a base hit. So the Cubs have first and second with 1 away. Jose Hernandez up there, 1 ball, 2 strikes, and he hits one to left field, but it'll be caught. Mickey Morandini, 1 ball, no strikes. He will line one to right field for a base hit. Let's see if that scores a run. Grace is running for the plate, and he can't see anything, but the ball does get away, and the runners advance. So it was an error. Like I said, the cameras can get a little wonky when you import stadiums, but it is an error that does allow the run to score. It's 2-1 now is the score, and the Cubs have second and third with 2 outs. Jeff Blauser could make up for his lack of range, although it didn't really matter with the double play. Let's see what he can do. He actually walks on 4 pitches. Now Scott Service is up there trying to do some damage with the bases loaded. 2 outs. 2-2 pitch to Service, and he will ground to short. So we cannot get the lead, but we do get 1 run. Bottom of the fourth now. Cliff Floyd up there. 0-2 pitch. Will hit a liner to second. Bobby Bonilla, 1-2 to him. Strikes out swinging. Charles Johnson, 3-2 pitch. He will walk. Craig Counsell, 1-2 to him. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Kerry Wood has overcome that start, that first inning where he allowed that 2-run home run a little bit. 2 ball, 2 strikes to Wood, who's batting now. He strikes out. Lance Johnson, 3-2 pitch. He's going to single into center field, so we do have a man on. Lance Johnson, I do associate as somebody who can steal the bag, and yeah, he's got really good speed and base running. His stealing ability doesn't really equate to that as much, but with Grace up there, I'm actually going to hit and run. And Grace does swing and a miss, but Johnson will steal the bag. So we have a runner on second for Mark Grace. He has a really good opportunity to tie the game on a 2-2 pitch. He lines it back to the pitcher. Oh, that's That's a tough one there for Gracie. Sammy Sosa, let's see if he can come through. There were times in 1998 where he definitely would have been walked here, but I don't know if it would have been the case early in the season. 1-1 pitch to Sammy, and he's going to hammer one to left, and he's got his first homer of the year. It looks like it's gone, and Sammy Sosa is on pace for 162 home runs as he homers in the first game of the year. We lead this game 3-2. Sammy Sosa homer, and the Cubs are up one now in this game. So that is a great start to the season for Sosa. Here comes Henry Rodriguez now. No balls, one strike to him, and he lines a single to right. So we're getting to Hernandez a bit. After the start of the game, when we were down 2-1, we scored 3 runs the last 2 innings. Jose Hernandez. He will ground out to the catcher, it looks like. Of course, we can't see the play, but the out is made. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, but the Cubs do now lead 3-2. Jim Eisenreich facing Kerry Wood, and he's going to lead off with a single. I do feel like so Kerry Wood's on a 100 pitch count. I do feel like they did still watch younger pitchers back then. Older pitchers, they kind of just pitched until they couldn't. But I do feel like with the bullpen, younger pitchers were treated a little bit more like pitchers are treated today, where they are in a limited pitch count and they try not to go too deep. Livan Hernandez, I'm surprised he's not bunting, but he does hit into a double play, so that's a good play there. Renteria now for the 3rd time through the lineup. 1-2 pitch to him, and he's going to ground to third. Diving play made by Blauser. Actually, it's going to be an error. So Jeff Blauser has been struggling at shortstop. That's something to keep an eye on. Because if Blauser can't play defense, then it's hard to say if he has a long-term role on this team. But that's an error that could cost us 2 balls, 2 strikes. To King Golosi to third base. Hernandez does throw to first and gets the out. So again, we do overcome the Blauser mistake. But something to consider there. Mickey Morandini up, no balls, 2 strikes to him. Strikes out there. Jeff Blauser needs to get his bat going if he's going to make up for the defensive problems. But like I said, it's game 1 of the year. He does ground to short, so 2 away. Scott Service. First pitch is going to line a single to right, so at the very least, the pitcher will bat, which will turn this lineup around. Kerry Wood has 85 pitches, so he's still going to hit. I'm going to probably get 1 more inning out of him. No balls, 1 strikes to Wood. He will ground to the pitcher, so that'll end the inning. So Kerry Wood on the mound. I do want him to pitch. I'll probably get somebody up just in case. I don't know who to really pitch on this team yet. The bullpen doesn't look exactly amazing. But I'm going to go with Kevin Steenstra. These guys are listed. I feel like Terry Adams was more of the setup man for this team, but I'll go with Kevin Foster just to, because this is a name I recognize, I guess. I don't know. No balls, 1 strike. Grounder to base hit up the middle for Sheffield. So they do get the leadoff runner on, and that's a little dangerous. Cliff Floyd up. Remember, he did homer in the first. He's going to not homer, but Scott Service is going to throw Sheffield out trying to steal. So that's a good little break there. Runner is out on the base pass. 1-1 pitch now to Floyd, who lines to second. Bobby Bonilla, 2-2 pitch. Kerry Wood is going to get him to pop up to first, and that out is made. I'm going to call it a day for Woody. Very good outing for him. I've decided I'm going to go the classic 7, 8, 9 guys, I guess. I don't know. Kevin Foster. No, I already had him up. I'm actually going to put Steenstra up as my 7th inning guy, but I'm going to get one of the lefties up too. I'm going to do Terry Mulholland, because they do have 2 lefties coming up next inning, so I'm going to do that. Lance Johnson, hopefully we can get a few runs though and keep this bigger than a 1-run game. Lance Johnson is going to hit one back to the pitcher, so there's 1 out. Mark Grace, 3-2 pitch to him. He'll draw the walk. Grace has had a pretty good game. Let's see if Sammy can get another one. 2 balls, 1 strike. Remember, he homered last time up. He's going to hit into a double play. No, it's not going to be a double play. It's going to be a grounder to first. Sammy Sosa at one point was a pretty decent base stealer, and he is listed as that here. So 65 base stealing. So he's a guy actually who could take a bag too. We're going to go for it. They're going to throw over. Okay, we'll just let Henry Rodriguez pitch. He grounds back to the pitcher. That will end the inning. So we do not score despite the walk by Grace. So we move to the bottom of the 7th. I'm calling it a day for Wood. Very good outing for him. I'm going to let Steenstra pitch to him, and then I'm going to get Foster up in the pen too, just in case we need to get to that point. So bottom of the 7th, 1 ball, no strikes from Steenstra, and Charles Johnson's going to rip one all the way to the gap. So that is a leadoff double for the Marlins. And just like that, there is some problems here. I changed my mind with Foster. I want Terry Adams up. That brings him to the lefties, so I'm going to bring Mulholland in now to face him. 1 ball, no strikes to Counsell, and he's going to hit one to right field, and that will get down for a single. First and second, nobody out. They're going to pinch hit Mike Redmond into the game now for them. But now we have all kinds of problems. Mulholland, I'll let him pitch to the first hitter. He's going to ground to Bracy. It's going to be a double play, but the time run will cross. So a good job to get the double play, but the run does score. 1 ball, no strikes to Livan Hernandez, who's going to line one into center field for a base hit. And I wouldn't say we're pitching great here either. I'm going to let him face one more hitter, and then we're probably going to call it a day if he can't get him out. But a grounder to short does get the out, but the game is tied. So we go to the top of the 8th, tie ball game. Let's get Kevin Foster back up. Jose Hernandez at the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes from Hernandez, who's still pitching, although Livan Hernandez did have a lot of stamina, and he was able to go pretty deep into games. Hernandez does strike out, making Morandini. We're going to pop up, so we're not taking advantage of a guy who's getting more fatigued, starter late in the game. That's frustrating, and now they're going to take him out. So Chris Hammond in now to face Jeff Blauser. The 0-1 pitch to Blauser. That's going to be a single for him. Okay. So let's see if Service can do some damage. Scott Service up there. Swinging at the first pitch, grounds to short, and that'll end the inning. So we go to the 8th. Terry Mulholland's all set now. I'm going to bring in Kevin Foster. 3-2 pitch to Kingalosi, and he will hit one to left, and that should be caught by Rodriguez, one away. Gary Sheffield, 1-2 pitch. This is the dangerous part of their lineup for sure, and Sheffield rips one hard to center, but Lance Johnson will make that catch. Cliff Floyd, 1-0 pitch. That's actually going to be an infield single for Floyd. So the inning does not come to a close. Actually, no, they called him out. Okay. Well, it's good that we couldn't see that action, but at the same time, it was good that the out's made. Time to get Rod back up, even though it's not going to be a safe situation unless we score. It's time for our first pinch hitter of the year. We're going to go Kevin Ory, considering the left-handed pitcher on the mound. Let's see if we can get a big pinch hit and start the game. And actually, they bring in Matt Manti. I'm going to let Ory hit to not kill my bench. No balls, 1 strikes. Matt Manti and now pitching. Ory does ground to first. Lance Johnson, 1-2. Grounds to first. So not much going on so far. Grace is up. 2 balls, 2 strikes against Manti. He strikes out to end the inning. All right, so now here comes Rod Beck in, our closer, but it is a tie game. If we do allow a run, we are walked off and the game ends. No balls, 1 strikes to Bonilla, and he lines one to center for a single. So they got the leadoff man on. Feels like they've had the leadoff man on quite a bit today. Hopefully we can get out of this inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Johnson. He strikes out swinging. Counsell. 1 ball, 1 strike to him. He hits one to center. That's going to be another single. And now the Marlins have first. It looks like second and third because they go and the runner comes in. We have to play the infield in. Going to play the outfield shallow as well. Outfield in because we cannot allow a run or else we lose. Luis Castillo is in. Going to do a mound visit. Hopefully we can strike him out. No balls, 2 strikes. Castillo does strike out. So a big out there. Kevin Millar. And that's the same Kevin Millar from the Red Sox. Kind of forgot he did play for the Marlins at one point. But he's in here with guys on second and third. Not going to pitch around to him because we have Edgar Renteria up, and he is a very clutch, good hitter. He swings at the first pitch to right. It's going to be caught. We're out of the inning. Good job by Beck to work around that. We go to the top of the 9th. I'm running out of bullpen pitchers here, but we're in the top of the 10th, I mean. Hopefully we can get a run. Jay Powell in the pitch for the Marlins. Sammy Sosa at the plate, and Sosa will ground to short. Rodriguez, 1-2 pitch to him. Not putting any pressure on this team. Strikes out there, 3 balls, 1 strike to Jose Hernandez, who has not gotten a hit today. He will draw the walk. Let's see if Morandini can do anything. I'm going to hit and run. Morandini does ground to first in the inning, so that will end that. Beck has 14 pitches. Our bullpen's getting a little thin. I'm going to let Beck pitch again, I guess. 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Renteria. He grounds to short. Over to first in time. John Cangelosi, 0-1 pitch from Beck. Grounder to third. Jose Hernandez makes that play. So 2 away, nobody out, but Sheffield's obviously dangerous. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Sheff, and he grounds to short, and the Cubs go get out of this 1-2-3. So great outing for Beck that time. Obviously his last inning, I'm not going to go 3 innings with him. Jeff Blauser, 1 ball, no strikes. Hopefully he can use something with the bat, and he does not. He grounds to short. Renteria with a nice play. Service, no balls, 1 strikes. Powell still in the game for the Marlins. He grounds to third. Feels like it's been a while since we've had a base runner. Going to bring in Brant Brown to pinch hit. And he 1-2 pitch from Powell. It's not looking great. He does make contact. He's actually going to single to right. Okay, so there's that. Let's see if we can do something with that. Lance Johnson, 0-1 pitch. He rips one hard to right. That's actually going to go all the way to the wall. He hits one hard, extra base hit coming up. Of course, we're not going to be able to see into the action, but we'll look at the live play-by-play and find out if we score. Here comes the play to third. The run does score, and the Cubs take a 1-0 or 4-3 lead. A huge moment here as Lance Johnson actually triples. I'm going to get Bob Patterson up because we do have Cliff Floyd, but I don't want to go too deep into the bullpen, so I'm not sure if I'll actually use him. But something to think about. Mark Grace up here. He's going to swing at the first pitch, and he's going to ground to first, but the Cubs do have the 4-3 lead. Going to bring in Terry Adams to pitch. Going for the first save of the year. Let's hope he can do it. He's got Cliff Floyd up there, who does have a homer today. 3-2 pitch to Floyd. He will walk. Bobby Bonilla up now. 1-2 pitch to Bonilla. He's going to hit one to right field. It's going to be extra bases. So Adams comes in, and he has not gotten an out. The run doesn't score, but it is second and third, nobody out. Brian Daubach is in to hit now for them as a pinch hitter. Second and third, nobody out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground up the middle. Going to go to first. The game's tied. Craig Counsell, 1-2 pitch to Counsell. Strikes out swinging. Jay Powell is actually going to hit again, the relief pitcher, so he probably is going to pitch next inning. He swings and misses, strikes 3, but we go to the 12th. And we don't have much bullpen left, so I'm going to keep Sammy in there, or I'm going to keep Terry Adams in there most likely. But top of the 12th with Sammy Sosa up, he's going to ground to third for an out. Henry Rodriguez, 3 balls, 2 strikes. He'll draw a walk. Jose Hernandez, 2-2 pitch. Strikes out. And now they bring in Vic Derensburg, a left-handed hitter against Mickey Morandini. 3-2 pitch to Morandini. He's going to single up the middle. And actually, Rodriguez is going to go to third. So first and third, Jeff Blauser up with 2 outs. A clutch hit here hopefully gives us the lead that we can try to hold. 3-2 pitch to Blauser. He draws a walk. Scott Service up. You got to get somebody up. I'm going to do Kirk Miller because he isn't listed as the emergency starter. So I'm hoping he has a little bit more stamina. But if Service does get on, Adams, that means for sure we have the lead. If Adams has to bat, that means we have the lead. So here we go. 2-0 pitch to Service, and he grounds to short. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 12th. Terry Adams is going to pitch, although his fatigue is getting, his pitch count is getting a little high. 3-2 pitch to Millar, walks him. Leadoff walk there. Edgar Renteria, 2-0 pitch to Renteria. He's actually going to bunt. Goes to first, but the winning run is on second base now. Cangelosi, 2-1 pitch to Adams. He's going to hit one hard to right. It's going to be caught by Sosa. 3-2 pitch to Sheffield. Will walk. Cliff Floyd up. Adams is exhausted. I got to go Kurt Miller, but we got to do something here. I'm going to have to do a double switch. And hopefully it does matter because that means that the game continues. So he's going to pitch. Tyler Houston's going to have to come in to catch. And that's what we'll do here. Kurt Miller, 0-1 pitch to Cliff Floyd, and that's a base hit to left. Henry Rodriguez makes the play on it. Looks like they're going home. That's it. Walk-off quit, and the Marlins win. So we blow this game on two separate occasions, and we lose our first game of the season 5-4. Heartbreak for the Cubs in Game 1 of the 1998 season. Tough loss there. A little frustrating that we couldn't hold on to that lead, but unfortunately we just couldn't. Our bench coach looks like he was offered a contract for somebody else. We'll counter offer. That's not what I wanted. Okay, I was trying to offer him not a base coach job. I was trying to offer him whatever. We'll figure that out in a minute. Okay. Well, we're down. So 0-1, 0-1, 0-1 on the season. Sorry. Mark Clark pitching for the Cubs. This one, Ryan Dempster, future Chicago Cub, pitching against us. Let's hopefully we can have a little bit better of a game, as that was quite disappointing. I'm going to take dynamic camera off, see if it helps us so we can actually see the action on some of these plays. And hopefully we can even up the series and get our first win. Mark Grace up there, I guess he's leading off. I should have checked that. He's going to lead off this game. Lance Johnson hitting second. 1 ball, 2 strikes to him. He strikes out. Sammy Sosa strikes out. Henry Rodriguez strikes out. Apparently I'm playing the minor league manager role so far in this one, as we decide to strike out to start the game. Bottom of the first, Mark Clark pitching for us, and they hit one hard to center. It's going to be caught. I thought for a second that was gone off the bat, but Edgar Renteria did not homer. John Cangelosi, 1-1 pitch from Clark. He hits one hard. This one is gone. 1-0 Marlins. So not a great start there. We're down 1-0. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Sheffield. Ball 4. Cliff Floyd hits one to center, base hit. So the Marlins have a chance to do some more damage here. Runner's going to go to third. And Bobby Bonilla's up. Going to do a mound visit. Hopefully we can get him calmed down. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bonilla. Grounds into left field for a single. So we're down 2-0. Charles Johnson now at the plate, and 3-2 pitch to Johnson. And he grounds to third, steps on third base, over to first for a double play. But once again, the Marlins have taken an early lead. So we go to the top of the second. First pitch to Hernandez, and he hammers one to left field, but caught. Nicky Morandini, 1-2 pitch to him. It's going to be a base hit to left. Jeff Blauser, 2-2 pitch, strikes out swinging. Scott Service, going to ground to second. So no action so far for the Cubs. We go to the bottom of the second. Craig Counsell up there, 1 ball, 2 strikes from Mark Clark. Lines to short, and that one's caught. Jim Eisenreich, 1-2 pitch to him from Clark. He singles to right, so the Marlins again have some action on the base pass. 4 hits so far for the Marlins in 2 innings. Dempster up, probably going to go double play death, although he might bunt. He actually pops up to the pitcher. That's an out. So 2 away for Renteria, his second at bat of the game, and they're going to steal, and they're safe. So Eisenreich steals, man on second now for Renteria, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here he swings and misses and strikes out, so Clark does get out of it. And now we have the pitcher leading off the inning. He is not a good hitter. I'm going to take the first pitch, see if we can get him in trouble. We do not. 2 strikes now to Clark, and strikes him out. So Dempster has 5 Ks so far. 2-1 pitch now to Grace, and Grace will pop up. And the third baseman makes the catch. Lance Johnson, 2-2. He will ground to third, and that out is made, so we go to the bottom of the third. Cangelosi, who did homer his first at bat, has now singled. So runner on with nobody out. Gary Sheffield, 3-2 pitch to Sheffield. Pounds one to left field, and the Marlins have first and second with nobody out. Going to do another mound visit. Mark Clark is struggling for sure, allowing too much traffic. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Floyd. He's going to ground to short, and only 1 out's going to be made. But it is first and third with 1 out to Bonilla. 3-2 pitch again. Way too many full counts, and Bonilla is going to hammer one to left. Rodriguez catches it. He's going to throw the ball in quick, so it does not score the run. Charles Johnson looking for the clutch 2-out hit. Another stolen base. So Floyd's on now. They're stealing bags on us like it's no problem. Charles Johnson at least does fly to center, and again, Mark Clark works around it. So good job there. But he's got to calm down a bit and get deeper into this game because last game we had to use a lot of the bullpen. 3-2 pitch to Sammy here, and Sammy does draw the walk. Henry Rodriguez, 1-0 pitch here. He's going to ground to first. It's only going to be a fielder's choice, so we do have a runner on still. And there's a wild pitch, so Sammy does go to, or Rodriguez goes to second. Jose Hernandez can knock him in with a run. Instead, he strikes out. Mickey Morandini going to loop one, caught by the shortstop. So no run score. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Craig Counsell at the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes here from Clark. Counsell walks. Clark is definitely laboring a bit out there today. 2 balls, no strikes to Eisenreich. He's going to hit one to left, but caught. Dempster up there. We'll go double play depth again, even though he's probably going to bunt. And he does bunt. He's going to bunt to third. Hernandez throws the first. Out is made, but the runner does advance. And Renteria has a chance to knock him in, and he will do that as he hits a double to right field. It's going to be 3-0 Marlins. Mark Clark definitely not throwing his best stuff today. It's actually going to be a triple for Renteria. So 3-0 Florida here in the bottom of the fourth. Cangelosi, 1-0 pitch now from Clark. He's 2 for 2. He's going to ground to third. Inning does end, but the Marlins add on. And our offense is not doing great against Dempster. Hopefully we can get it going. Blauser takes the first pitch and lines to left. We go to Scott Service. 1 balls, 2 strikes to him. He is going to hit one hard to right field. That ball is going to carry deep to right, and he's got his first homer of the year. Maybe he's the one who goes for 66 this year. I don't know. Scott Service has cut this to 3-1. Mark Clark up there going to pitch him one more inning at the very least because of the way the bullpen had to pitch, and he has only allowed 3 runs. But 3 balls, 2 strikes to him. And he's actually going to draw a walk. So a big walk there from the pitcher. And that brings Gracie up. 2-1 pitch from Grace. He's going to hit a double play. But at least we do score a run. Gary Sheffield up now, 3-1. Love to see a little bit more accuracy from Clark. Throw it over the first, 1 away. 0-1 pitch to Floyd. Cliff Floyd is going to hit one hard down the right field line. It's going to be another extra base hit for the Marlins. A lot of base hits today for the Marlins. We've got a lot of traffic on the bases. 8 hits so far against Clark. And just not his A stuff for sure. Pops up. Bobby Bonilla is going to pop up here. And it's going to be caught by the shortstop. So hopefully we can get Johnson and keep this a 3-1 game. Unfortunately, we cannot get him out. Hit to Sammy and right. Will they score a run? It will. They throw home, but it doesn't matter. It's 4-1. 3-2 pitch to Counsell, and he's going to rip one to right. Clark is just, not good today. And we're going to have to get the bullpen up now. Hopefully he can get out of this inning and before any more damage occurs, but we have a lot of tired arms, and we're not really pitching well either. There's a fly to center. Mark Clark does not do his job today, though, and doesn't go deep into the game. And we do trail 4-1. And unless we get some runs going, we're looking at an 0-2 record. Lance Johnson, he's going to pop up here. Only 2 hits today, too. Just not a good effort from us. Sammy Sosa, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Strikes him out. 7 Ks for Dempster. 3-2 pitch now to Rodriguez. And he lines to second. So still nothing happening here. Kurt Miller in to pitch for us. Hopefully he can eat a couple innings at the very least. Ryan Dempster at the plate. And he singles. So can't get the weak hitting pitcher even. Renteria, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Will strike out. It's too much traffic on the bases this game. 2-0 pitch. It's going to be a wild pitch. 3-0 pitch. Walks him. Gary Sheffield can put this game completely out of reach. 1 ball, 2 strikes to him. He does ground to third, but it's only going to be a fielder's choice. So Floyd up now, 2-2. And he hits one hard to left. It'll be caught. So we're still hanging around. We're not really pitching great, but we're hanging around as the Marlins aren't getting that big hit to bust this open. But our offense is definitely struggling against Dempster, too. 2-0 pitch to Jose Hernandez, and he doesn't do anything with it. He hits a fly ball to center for an out. Mickey Morandini, 1 out, ball, no strikes. And base hit for Morandini. Okay. Jeff Blauser, Antonio Alfonseca in to pitch for the Marlins. He ended up being a closer later on, and he also actually ended up playing for the Cubs later on, too. Actually, I think he was traded with Dempster to the Cubs. I don't remember for who. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, he walks him. So first and second, 1 out, and now now that we're actually like putting the inning together, we might actually have to go to the bullpen again, which I didn't really want to do because I don't want to use these guys, but trying to stay in the game. So caught service up, 2-2 pitch, strikes out. All right, we're going to bring Brant Brown in. Hopefully Brown can do something, get a hold of one. He does have a hit in his only at bat last game, so that was good. 2-2 pitch to him, and this time he strikes out. After my last career mode where things were going really poorly, I'm really tired of seeing strikeouts. But Kenny Seatstra is going to come into pitch, and of course he's going to walk the first hitter on 3 pitches. So Bonilla walks. Nobody's really shown any signs of taking over and dominating the game so far, but he does strike out Charles Johnson. Craig Counsell, 2-2 pitch to Counsell. Hits to second. Morandini going to only get Blauser. So we cannot get the double play. Jim Eisenreich in, 2 balls, 1 strike to him. He hits to second. Morandini makes the play. End of inning. So at least we do get out of the inning. Probably going to have to pitch Steenstra next inning as well. Mark Grace up there, 3 balls, no strikes to him. And instead of, okay, he's going to get a base hit. All right. That's actually going to go all the way to the wall, so I can't be upset by that. Grace is going to have a leadoff double on the 3-0 pitch. So if you're going to swing 3-0, down 4-1, which I don't love, at least he hits one into the gap and gets extra bases. 3-2 pitch now to Johnson, and he's going to line one to right field, so we're going to have first and third with nobody out. If there's any chance to come back in this game, it's definitely now. Sammy Sosa obviously has the power to tie it. He has the 1 hit and home run, and that's all he's done so far this year. He's going to hit one to second. It's going to be a fielder's choice. The run does score. It's 4-2. So at least it was not a double play. Henry Rodriguez facing Chris Hammond, who Hammond, I'm guessing, is in just to face Henry Rodriguez. 1-2 to him, strikes him out. Hammond's still going to pitch to Hernandez. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hernandez. Strike 3. Too many strikeouts again. And obviously it's a different thing, but I'm just so tired of seeing strikeouts. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Kevin Millar up facing Steenstra. And he pinch hits, and he hits a home run to left field, and the Marlins are up 5-2. 3-2 pitch to Edgar Renteria. Walks him. 3-2 pitch to Cangelosi. Might as well walk him too. And Steenstra's already tired. I guess I'll get him Bob Patterson warmed up. Nobody here is really taking control of a game on the pitcher's mound. There's a fly ball to center by Sheffield. It'll be caught, but the runner will advance. So, risk of putting this game completely out of reach. We don't really have a bullpen that can go deep. 2-2 pitch here to Floyd. We hit him and load the bases. Patterson's still not warm. Bobby Menia's up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Can't get him out. Base hit to right. Make it 6-2 at the very least, Marlins. Well, I'll end it for Steenstra. He struggles. Bring in Bob Patterson against Charles Johnson. Still only 1 out this inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Can't get the out again. 3 different batters in a row. He has 2 strikes on and can't finish him off. There's a base hit. It's 8-2 Marlins. Craig Counsell, 3-1 pitch. We'll balk. 2-1 pitch to Eisenreich. He's going to get a base hit. I'm just going to pitch Bob Patterson until he finally gets the 3rd outs. This game's over. It's 9-2 right now. Millar strikes out swinging. 2nd at bat of the inning. Renteria, 1-1 pitch. He's going to hit one to left. That'll finally end the inning, but the Marlins score 5. This game's over. All right, well, let's see if we can do anything in the 9th, but this game's definitely over. Don Paul is in to pitch for them. We're about to be 0-2. Here's the pitch to Morandini. He does ground to 3rd, 1 away. Jeff Blauser, 3-2 pitch. Grounds to 2nd. 2 away. Scott service. Grounds first, base hit. That's it. Marlins beat the Cubs. So off to a terrible start. We're 0-2. See if we can avoid the sweep. If not, then we go to our home field to be. I guess this guy is. I didn't want him to be our first base coach. Let's go back in. I need to go back in and figure this out too, because I don't want him to be my first base coach. I wanted him to be my bench coach. Let's also set our staff roles. This guy's got good stats here. I don't have anybody else though. we'll find a decent bench coach. Andres Zapata, you're going to be the guy I pick next. Kurt Ojala against Kevin Tapani. Hopefully we can get a win and avoid the sweep. Because between this and my manager mode, it's been quite a while since I've actually won a game. And that's annoying. Lance Johnson leading off. We're going to go with a similar lineup. I don't really have anybody else. Let's see if this Derek White guy can do. No, he doesn't play any position that I'm actually comfortable playing. I'm gonna let Ori play today, third base. I don't know. Hopefully we can get something going on offense. Today, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here we go. Starting game 3. I'm trying to avoid the sweep here in Florida. Lance Johnson's gonna fly to right for an out. Mark Grace, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Gracie. Grounds to first. Sammy, 0-2 pitch to Sammy. He strikes out swinging, so off to a great start so far. Kevin Tapani against Renteria. He's going to line to short for the out. John Cangalozzi, 1-on pitch from Tapani here. Singles. And so far, not anything that's showing like our pitching is going to be good today either. Gary Sheffield, 1-0 pitch. Grounds to third. Okay, we're going to get a double play, so we do actually face the minimum. Hopefully that is the norm today. We need a good outing from Tapani. Rodriguez taking the 2-2 pitch here. And he's going to hit a fly ball to short for the out. 1-0 pitch to Kevin Ori, getting his first start of the year today. He grounds to second. And Morandini, 0-2 pitch. He does get a hit by pitch. So we have a man on first, Jeff Blauser, taking the 3-2 pitch, and he's going to ground to second in the inning. So we do get a base runner, but nothing else from there. Cliff Floyd now up, 2-2 from Tapani. He's going to get a leadoff double, at least. Could be a triple, but I think it's going to be a double. The Marlins have just had leadoff guys on all series. There's a ground ball from O'Neill, goes to second, does advance the runner. It doesn't score the runner, but it does advance it. I'm going to play the infield in because I'm not liking the way we're playing this series, and hopefully we can cut that run off at the plate, and we do. So ground to the third, whether you throw to first or throw to the plate and get him. So there's at least that. But Craig Counsell is going to hit an extra base hit anyways. I don't know if this will score the run or not. Probably will. It does. It's 1-0 Marlins. 1-0 pitch to Eisenreich, grounds to short, and the out is made, but we again are trailing, and we're not putting enough pressure on them. 3 balls, 1 strike to Scott Service. And, you know, when we're not hitting, I would like to have a guy on base. That's why I would like an option in this to take pitches when there's 3 balls or something like that. Like a 3-1 count, I understand why you would swing as a hitter, but when you doesn't feel like you're hitting as an offense and you want to try to get guys on base, I would like the option to take a pitch there. But unfortunately, that just doesn't exist. Tapani, the pitcher, flies to left. And Lance Johnson, we go 1-2-3 again. So we go through the lineup 3 times. We don't have a hit yet. We're losing 1-0. Kurt Ojala, 0-2 pitch from Tapani, strikes out. Renteria, he's going to ground to third, so we do make an out there. 1-1 pitch to Cangalozzi. And he's going to fly left. So good job by Tapani to work through the order there. We go to the top of the 4th. Mark Grace swings at the first pitch, and he's going to line a hit to center. So Grace has had a pretty good series so far, I would say. Sammy has the 1 hit, which is a homer, and that's really all he has going for him. 2 balls, 1 strikes to Sammy, and he's actually going to get a base hit here. So maybe this is the inning our offense kind of comes to life a little bit. First and second, nobody out. Henry Rodriguez, 2-0 pitch to him. He's going to pop up. Kevin Ori, 2-2 pitch to Ori, swinging a miss, strike 3. Morandini, 0-1 pitch, and we completely waste first and second, nobody out. Morandini grounds to second, inning over. Bottom of the 4th, Gary Sheffield, swinging at the first pitch. He will hit one to right, caught by Sosa. 3-1 pitch to Floyd. He's going to single to right field. Bobby Bonilla at the plate now for them. 1-2 pitch to Bobby Bo. He's going to strike out. Charles Johnson, 3-2 pitch to him. He strikes out swinging. So Tapani actually is pitching pretty well. We just need to get him some runs. Blauser, 2-1 pitch to him. He's going to hit one hard to left field. That ball is going to go deep back, and it is gone, and it's 1-1. So we tie the ball game up. at one. It'd be nice to have some more runners on base for one of these homers, but at least we have tied the game. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Service, and he's going to hit one. So Blauser and Service go back to back. Service with his second home run of the year, and it is 2-1 Cubs, just like that. Tapani up now. 2 balls, no strikes to Kevin Tapani, who's an okay hitting pitcher, but he grounds to first. So that ends the streak of homers. But we have flipped the score, so that's cool. Lance Johnson's going to ground to second. Mark Grace is going to also ground to second. So the inning ends, but we do lead this game 2-1. Let's see if Tapani can keep the score down. He's only at 52 pitches, so he has the opportunity to go deep in this game for sure. Craig Counsell's going to ground to second. Tapani to Eisenreich on the 2-0 pitch. Eisenreich's going to fly to right, and we have ourselves out number 2. But we're going to walk the pitcher on 3 straight pitches, or on 4 straight pitches. That's not ideal. And Renteria up now with the pitcher up. He's going to hit one hard to center, but it's going to be caught. Luckily, the 2-out walk to the pitcher did not hurt. Let's see if Sammy can continue. He got a base hit. Let's see if he can kind of start to get it going this year. He does swing at a 1-0 pitch and grounds to first. Rodriguez, 0-1 to him. Hits one hard to left, but caught. 1-2 pitch to Ori. He's going to hit one hard, but Bobby Bonilla is going to make the catch to end the inning, so we go to the bottom of the 6th. Going to leave Tapani in for now. Cangolosi, he's going to line to short. Gary Sheffield, 0-2 pitch. He's going to hit one. That's going to be a base hit. It's frustrating when you see 2 strikes in a pitcher advantageous pitcher situation and they still get a hit, and that's been happening a lot this series too. And now we hit Cliff Floyd on a 1-1 pitch. So first and second with 1 out, just like that. 3-2 pitch now, and we walk him. The bases are loaded. 1-1 pitch to Charles Johnson, and he's going to single to right, and now they're at least going to tie the game, if not take the lead. And they take the lead because we can't have nice things. 3-2. Marlins, and now Craig Counsell singles up the middle, and we're trailing this game 5-2. Just things fall apart. You had a 2-out hit, 2 outs on 2 strikes on Sheffield. They get a base hit. Now things have absolutely fallen apart. It's ground ball to first. 1-1 pitch to the pitcher, and he flies to right. But a 4-run inning by the Marlins gives them the 5-2 lead. So Tapani goes from pitching great to probably not pitching the rest of this game. Well, 3-2 pitch to Morandini, and he draws the walk. 2-1 pitch from Blauser, and he is going to single up the middle. So let's see if we can counterattack these guys and get a couple runs and at least get back into this. Service has 2 home runs. How about a third? 1-0 pitch to Scott Service, and he hits it hard, but it's going to be caught in center. Tapani's done for the day. I'm going to bring in Derek White to pinch hit, and it'll be his first at-bat of the season. 3-2 pitch to White, strikes out. Lance Johnson swings at the first pitch, pops out. We again get base hit runners, and we again cannot score. And that's been the story of the series. Honestly, it's been my experience playing this game lately. Kevin Foster into the game now to pitch. And he gets a fly ball to right. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Cangolosi. He grounds to third. 1-2 pitch to Sheffield. Foster, and he grounds. No, it's going to be a base hit to left. Well, 2-0-2 count to Floyd does strike him out at the end of the inning, so we at least get through that without allowing a run, but still not looking great. Mark Grace is going to lead off with a liner to third. Sammy Sosa, 3-0 pitch, will walk. Henry Rodriguez, 0-2 pitch to him, strikes out. Kevin Ori flies to left. Offense still struggling. Not been a good series to start the year. Not really getting me excited to continue this, but it is what it is. Of course, we got a hit by pitch. You got to have 85 of those a game, apparently. All right, leadoff hitter on. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Charles Johnson. He's going to get a base hit to right. Looks like the Marlins are about to put this thing away. Had a chance to win, and then Kevin Tapani fell apart. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now, instead of a strikeout, it's a base hit to left. Story of the series. 6-2. 1-2 pitch now to Eisenreich. Pops up to third. 2 away. Kevin Millar up. Foster gets him to ground to third. Of course, it won't be a double play. Just a fielder's choice.
Edgar Renteria is going to single up the middle, make it 7-2. Foster's exhausted, by the way, but I don't know what to do. Our whole bullpen's been exhausted by that first game where we couldn't get the game-winning run, and now we can't get anybody out. So now it's 8-2. Another blowout loss. We do throw him out at the plate, but it's 8-2. So, all right, not a competitive game. Hopefully you enjoyed this video watching us get the crap kicked out of us. But anyways, 0-2 pitch, Felix Heredia into pitch now. Another future Cub strikes out Morandini. 1-2 to Blauser, strikes out. Scott Service. This will probably end the game in the series. 2-1 pitch. And now he lines one to left, so we have to continue this for one at bat at least. We'll bring in Matt Mieske. He hasn't had a bat this season yet. 1-2 pitch to Mieske, and he strikes out to end the game. So sweep to start the season. First game was really good. The rest of the series is not competitive at all because of our pitching. So that's disappointing. We do sign a bench coach, or at least he is close to signing, so that's cool, I guess. The next series will be against the late Montreal Expos. Hopefully a much better series than this one. Gonna look at the schedule. It's actually a 4-game set, so hopefully we can get some wins and we don't have to sit through something entirely so frustrating as this last series and basically what I've been doing lately. Be nice to turn around and get a win. We're 0-3 so far. If you made it this far, much appreciated. Hopefully the next series goes much better. If you do enjoy this sort of thing, you can like and subscribe. Otherwise, again, thank you for watching this and have a good day.